Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today we're going to learn about 10 rules for digital minimalism. Now, let's begin. You know, technology can be your best friend and your worst enemy. It streamlines productivity, it organizes your schedule, it opens new doors for creativity and innovation, but technology also steals your attention. Social media, smartphones, and other distractors waste tremendous amounts of your day. So how do you get the most out of technology without sacrificing your time and effort? The answer is digital minimalism. Instead of obsessing over the latest apps and devices, digital minimalism gives you control. Control over your time, control over your attention, and control over your relationship with technology. You can shave that mountain of machines down to a handful of practical and concise activities. If you follow these 10 rules of digital minimalism, you can regain control of your life and use technology to its fullest. Number 1. There will always be more. This is the most basic rule of digital minimalism. There will always be more. Tech companies will always release new cutting-edge devices. Popular applications will always circle the internet. Someone, somewhere in the world will always have something you don't. No matter how much time, or money, or effort you invest, there will always be more. Through digital minimalism, you acknowledge how unrealistic most technologies actually are. Yeah, those devices are faster, cleaner, and more powerful than anything you own, but that doesn't make them practical. The simple fact is, you'll never have it all. You'll never know it all, and there will always be more out there, so just stop trying to keep up. These days, technology has become a kind of social game. Anyone who doesn't own the latest devices or follow the latest trends is treated like an outsider. But in digital minimalism, technology is not a game, it's just a tool. It should always be practical and useful, otherwise you're just crowding your brain with technology that doesn't actually improve your life. And that's where many people go wrong. They're so wrapped up in the wanting of things, they ignore the needing of things. Well, let's say you spend a couple of $1,000s on a slick and expensive computer. Did you ever stop to wonder why? Do you need even half the hardware on that computer? Or did you buy it just to say, hey, it's yours? You'd be surprised how often people use technology just to keep up. But the truth is, keeping up keeps you down. Number 2. Draining the pool. Digital minimalism is more than just deleting social media accounts or spending less time on your phone. It's a change in lifestyle that transforms your relationship with technology. Digital minimalism forces technology to revolve around your life instead of your life revolving around technology. Because as it stands, that's how most people in the world live their lives, dominated by devices, controlled by phones and computers. That's why the second rule of digital minimalism is draining the pool. Just imagine you're standing in a 6-foot pool, struggling to keep your head above the water. Wouldn't it be more comfortable if there was less water? The goal is not to stop swimming. The goal is to swim more comfortably. That's the purpose of digital minimalism, not to stop using technology, but to use technology more efficiently and comfortably. It's time to drain the pool. But that's the hard part, isn't it? Yeah, how do you know what technology to keep and what technology to wash down the drain? Number 3. Think in value. To rid your life of time wasters, you have to change the way you think. The key to a minimalist lifestyle is thinking in terms of value. For each piece of technology, think about its role in your life. What purpose does it serve? Why do I keep this piece of technology around? Can it be replaced by something else? All right, let's try an example. Imagine you have 3 apps on your phone, just 3. One of them is a card game you play in your spare time. The next is a social media app which you browse early in the morning or at night before you fall asleep. And the last one is a note-taking app where you record ideas for work throughout the day. Now, which of these applications holds the most value? Well, obviously the last one, the note-taking app. It's the only one of the 3 that serves an actual purpose, so it's the only one worth keeping. Now, not every decision is this black and white, but that's okay. For now, focus on the obvious time wasters. And once you've done that, it's time for rule number 4. Number 4. Identify optional technology. You've removed every time waster from your life. Now you're left with a bunch of technology that falls somewhere in the middle. So what do you do with apps that come in handy occasionally, devices you don't need, but you do like? These are called optional technologies. They seem to improve your life, but you can live without them. So for the first 30 days, you're going to remove all optional technology from your life. Why is that? Well, because you often don't realize how little you need something until you've lived without it. So now you're going to live without it. During this 30-day period, you'll reset your relationship with each piece of technology. You'll begin to see them in a new way. Some will come back, some will stay gone. But you'll know at the end of those 30 days which ones you can happily live without. Number 5. Optimize your tools. You've trimmed the fat, you've gotten rid of time wasters and set every piece of optional technology aside. You're left with only the most valuable technology in your life. This handful of apps and devices is the foundation for your new approach to technology. So it's time to optimize these tools. In other words, refine, improve, and streamline the necessary technology in your life. You might discover ways to eclipse optional technology. You might realize that one application can do the job of 3 or 4. By optimizing your tools, you make yourself as efficient as possible. Number 6. Reduce entry points. To anyone fluent in modern technology, this one sounds a bit counterintuitive. These days, people love to stay connected with themselves. Their phones, computers, and tablets are synced up 24/7 so they can access everything, everywhere, all the time. But limitless entry points aren't always a good thing. In fact, these entry points create room for distraction. Just because you can sync everything doesn't mean you should. In digital minimalism, your technology should do only what you need it to, nothing more and nothing less. Number 7. Lessen your availability. At some point, you may find yourself falling back into old habits. This is especially common for people who work with distracting technology on a daily basis. For example, many people use social media for work. It's a necessary and valuable piece of technology, so getting rid of social media is not an option. However, you can limit your freedom and availability. If you think you're going to get distracted, you can isolate your exposure to a small window of time. Use site blockers to keep yourself focused. Set alarms to manage your time. Hey, don't be afraid of boundaries and limitations. They can save you from your own technology. Number 8. Weigh the pros and cons. It's hard to ignore all the new technology that you see on a daily basis. There's always some commercial showing off a new phone or software. But instead of getting overwhelmed by the excitement of something new, force yourself to think logically. When you're infatuated by a new device, just step back, gain some perspective, and weigh the pros and cons. Just ask yourself, what does this new technology actually do for me? Is it worth the money? Am I opening myself up to a new stream of distractions? More often than not, you'll stop yourself from making a bad decision. Now, not everyone has the clarity to make logical arguments in the heat of the moment. If you know you're impulsive, then try this. Anytime you want to buy something, whether it costs $1 or $1,000, just wait 24 hours. And at the end of that 24-hour period, make your pros and cons list, just like before. When the dust settles, your rational mind is your strongest ally. Number 9. Enjoy empty space. Millions of people around the world have the same bad habits. All right, let's say you're sitting in a waiting room. There's no one to talk to and nothing to do. So what do you do to pass the time? Most people reach into their pockets, pull out their phones, and busy themselves with enough touching, tapping, and scrolling to numb their brains. But what are you actually accomplishing? In those few minutes of sporadic browsing, you're rarely looking at anything. You're simply searching for a distraction. Not only is this a complete waste of time, but it's a dangerous habit. Technology can become a mild addiction, and over time it may dramatically lower your attention span. Checking your technology becomes a compulsion. Every moment of silence may compel you to whip out your phone and distract your anxious brain. So keep your phone inside your pocket. Your free time is better spent elsewhere. Number 10. Relish your solitude. When you watch movies or YouTube videos, are you alone? When you scroll past profile after profile, are you alone? Even if you're sitting in a room by yourself, you're not really by yourself. You're depending on technology to keep you company. You need your devices to distract and entertain you, and without them, you may feel bored, lonely, and lost. That's because many people have forgotten how to truly be alone. They don't know how to enjoy their time without technology to keep them busy. As you practice digital minimalism, you release yourself from the shackles of your devices. You learn how to be alone, and you begin to enjoy your own company. Hey, thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.